I'm super excited because I just placed an order for a brand new 2022 Refreshed Chevy Silverado. In this video, I will go through my experience of configuring, building, and then placing the order for my new truck. I will show you the different trim levels I compared, packages, and the options that I eventually went with for my truck build. To be clear, I have no connection with Chevrolet other than being a fan of their vehicles. Chevy is not sponsoring this video. They're not paying me to do this, nor have they reviewed this content or approved anything that I'm showing today. This is simply my experience of going through the process. All of the image and video I will show is from the Chevy online configuration tool. I will include a link to this in the description so that you can jump over there and play around yourself. It shows all the options with prices and everything. I will also include a link to my specific build if you want to see exactly the truck that I built out, complete with pricing and everything. My family is a Chevy family. I grew up driving Chevys, and the last two new vehicles I bought were Chevys. This is the first time I ever built and ordered a vehicle, so that was a fun experience. I didn't really consider any other brands. I kind of knew around this time last year that I'd probably be looking for a new truck in 2022 and that the Silverado was going to be the truck. I've always been a big fan of their RST trim model, especially the Rally and Redline editions. And then a few years ago when they came out with the Trail Boss, I really loved that. I actually looked at one in 2018 when we were replacing our family van, but we ended up going with the Traverse since it was mostly going to be a vehicle my wife drives. Now that it's my turn, I'm going to go with the truck, and it's going to be a Silverado. So last September is when Chevy revealed their Silverado refresh, and there's a couple things that really got me excited about ordering a new truck. One was the interior. The new redesigned interior is beautiful, tons of technology, huge screens, tons of features. It just looks really slick with some cool technology. The other one was the ZR2 trim level. This was a truck that had kind of been rumored for a while, and they finally announced it, released it. At least for me, it didn't disappoint at all. I thought it was a great looking truck. So at that time, I did reach out to my dealer to let him know once the order books came live, I'd definitely be interested in looking at placing a new order. I was hoping to get one in, right away when the books opened up in December. While I waited for that, I was watching all the content I could find online. There was tons of articles and videos about ZR2, and everything I saw I really liked. Eventually, the price leaked. I think it was maybe early December, late November. And a lot of people were thinking, it was a bit high compared to some of the competitors. But then in early December, the order guide came out, and I really looked through that. That showed a lot of the features you could get and packages and options you could add. And while the ZR2 price was a bit higher, it included a lot of stuff standard. There really wasn't many options. It came with the 6.2 liter engine. There was only one interior trim level that was leather, a ton of safety feature technology packages. There really wasn't much you needed to add because it came with so much. So I think that kind of justified the price. And it was still kind of my leading contender for what I was going to order once I could. Eventually, the order books did open up in late December, and my dealer reached out to me and said I could come in and, we could look through the build. We pulled it up, picked, the ZR2 trim level, and the next question was color, and the cherry red color was actually grayed out. And I was kind of surprised because I had always kind of pictured that truck in cherry red. Both of my current vehicles are Cajun red, which I like the darker red color. And I had just planned on doing cherry red with the ZR2, and it wasn't available, so it kind of surprised me. And it listed the other color options, but I just wasn't ready to place an order without actually seeing it live. So at that point, I decided I would wait for the online configurator to go live. Of course, at that point, I thought it'd probably be January. So fast forward to March 3rd, that's the date that the configurator went live. As soon as I saw it live, I reached out to my dealer just to let him know, I might be coming in if I can configure something that I like. So I started checking with the ZR2 first. I went through all the different color options. I actually really do like the Glacier Blue Metallic, which is what most of the videos and pictures show it in. But I feel like that's going to be kind of an overused color. A lot of them are going to be that by default. As they did go through the colors, the North Blue Metallic was one that I really liked. And the configurator did match up with what I found in the order guides. There's really only one engine option, the 6.2 liter. There's only one interior option with the leather. Um, and there was only like one technology package that you could add on that would give you some additional features that were even above what it already had. The only real decision I had was with the tailgate. So you can either do the up-down powered tailgate or the multi-flex tailgate. And I actually really like the look of the power tailgate with the Chevrolet spelled out, especially if you do the dark essentials package. But they did have a GMC truck on the lot that had the multi-flex tailgate. And after using that, I think that's going to be better for me, especially with the truck lifted. I think the multi-flex tailgate is going to make it a lot easier to get things in and out of the truck and give you a few more storage options. So I am going to go with the multi-flex tailgate. So then I decided I'd go through and build out a Trail Boss the way I want it. I knew I could get the Trail Boss in cherry red, and the updated Trail Boss actually looks fairly similar to the ZR2. It does have an updated grille and a similar hood, but it doesn't have like the better skid plate, the extra ground clearance, or the upgraded shocks like the ZR2 does, but I'm not really sure I even needed those features. And the base price of the Trail Boss is lower, and it has a lot more options you can choose from. There's not as much stuff standard. So for better or worse, you can kind of go through and build it out, more to exactly what you want. So just to be clear here, I'm talking about the LT Trail Boss and not the custom. You need to get an LT or higher trim if you want the upgraded interior, which was a must for me. The new interior is awesome, and I wouldn't order a truck without one at this point. So there's kind of three main decisions I needed to make. One I already covered with the tailgate. I was going to go with the multi-flex for that. The next big one is the engine option. There's actually four for the Trail Boss, and one of them's a diesel. I was mostly interested in the 5.3 liter and 6.2 liter. Miles per gallon wise, they're fairly similar. But my understanding is the 6.2 liter requires premium fuel, which is going to cost a lot more. And the 5.3 liter is going to be plenty of power for me. We pull our travel trailer with our Traverse today, so this will be a huge upgrade in terms of towing. So I built it out with the 5.3 liter. And then the third thing I needed to decide on was interior. You can do leather or cloth, and then there's two color combinations of those between the jet black and the gray stone. I like leather, but it wasn't really a requirement for me. Leather tends to be cold in the winter and sticky in the summer, so I ended up going with the cloth just to keep the price down a little bit. If you do pick the premium Trail Boss package, it'll include the leather automatically in addition to the up-down tailgate, and I didn't need either of those things. So if you are interested in building it same to me, just take a look at what's included in the premium package, and then you can individually select the things you need. So it ended up being the Convenience 2 package, the Safety package, and the Bed Protection package. The other thing I added was a sunroof. That's something we have in both of our vehicles today and we still want. One thing I did do was kind of create a list of must-haves and then made sure that I added those packages or options that included them. And while the list was like 20 things long, some of the most important things for me were any of the safety features, especially with towing. The blind spot detector has been awesome with the Traverse, especially when I'm towing. The HD surround vision when you're backing up, which shows you the perimeter of the vehicle, especially with the larger vehicles, in my mind, a must-have. And then some of the park assist stuff. The other things that were a requirement because we like them is the sunroof, the integrated brake controller. We use an electric one today with the Traverse, and an integrated one is just going to be a lot better and probably safer in my opinion as well. So I would suggest doing something the same. Make a list of what your must-haves are and then make sure you cover those. Two things I didn't add yet to the truck that I plan on adding later is a bed cover. I actually wanted the soft roll-up one, but when I went to select that, it said it was incompatible with the multi-flex tailgate. So my dealer's looking to see what my options are there. I'd prefer a roll-up one instead of the tri-fold options that they have. And then I'm considering also getting the low-profile fender flares, but those are installed by the dealer anyways, so I can always get those and add those later. So those will be two things I add after I take delivery of the vehicle. Actually, placing the order with Chevy couldn't have been any easier. Once I finished with my build, the summary page has a couple links. One lets you print what you've configured. I did that just for myself and saved it as PDF, so I had a copy of it. And then there's a send link where you can send a mail or copy a link, which will have everything you built out in it. So I did that and sent it to my dealer and basically went in. They knew I was coming in. I did a quick test drive on used Trail Boss that they had in the lot, just to drive it again, make sure it felt okay. And then after asking and getting answers to a bunch of questions, it was just a $500 deposit. There were a couple things listed that will need to be retrofit after I take delivery. One is the heated steering wheel, and the other is the rear park assist. They said even within 2 weeks ago, they were still retrofitting. They were doing retrofits on heated seats. It's actually going to come with the heated seats. It'll just be these 2 retrofits later this year, which will happen after I take delivery. Obviously, there's no build date yet, but they're going to let me know once that happens. My understanding is I can make some changes up until then, but once they start building it, I'll pretty much be locked in. I know at this point it's pretty much just a waiting game. I would like to know your thoughts on my build in the comments, so please let me know. If you have any pricing questions, then I would suggest using the links I put in the description to the online configurator. That's going to be able to answer those a lot better than I'll be able to, and you can do your own build. I'm considering potentially doing another video that compares the old Trail Boss, the LTD, with the refreshed one. I think some of the exterior changes they made were nice upgrades. It looks a lot more similar to the ZR2. And then, of course, interior is going to be a huge upgrade as long as you get an LT model. And of course, I'll make some videos of the actual truck when I take delivery so I can share it with all of you. Please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching.